This is ZachRFan13 here at the Unknown Gamers 1389's channel, and I'm going to be doing a small little showcase on some airplanes I have made in my single-player worlds. BobaFett-Fan89 is currently absent. Sorry about that, but this is just single-player. He is actually able to communicate to me through Facebook Messenger app, so he will be, sending me messages to alert me of something he wants me to say. So I'll go ahead and, tell you guys if he says something during the video, like he just did. You heard the tone you're going to hear. He says that pigs are awesome. He wants me to tell you guys that. So, I'm going to go ahead and go into my survival world called Bang. The reason I call it Bang, because I literally blew up the entire world, and this explosion just goes on, like, forever in both directions here. Literally, back when single-player commands was far more advanced, I could spawn spheres, which you can technically spawn spheres, but that's world-edit. You can do all kinds of stuff, and I just flew past my airplane. This is the airplane I created. I don't know. It was a long time ago, I guess. But I spent like 4 hours on it, just the exterior, because I didn't use world-edit or single-player commands to do this, obviously. Because I know there's like filters, you could probably like download this, but I'm gonna go in here, and the interior I built a different day, like a completely separate day from when I built the exterior. I got bored of Minecraft after 4 hours of just repetitive. I built the entire fuselage. It's the same size all the way down. Then I had to build duplicate wings. It's just a lot of work. So I built the interior the next day. If we fly to the front here, we have the the cockpit. Now I've built I think like 6 airplanes. It's a lot of them. All of them use the same template, and the cockpits and interiors are all different. So this is the cockpit for this one's just going to be the passenger airplane. You have like just random levers. Oop, and that one does something to the door. These levers don't really do anything. That one apparently, that wasn't designed. That was not supposed to happen, but it is stuck there, so it makes sense why that door is opening. We've got these levers too, start button, and then the joysticks, and a random pressure plate. So that's the cockpit with its radar. And then we have first class, or like the business class, whatever they call it in airplanes. And it's just got diamonds and all that cool stuff, glowstone lights. If we go on to the next room, we've got the second and third class, which I think that's ships. I don't really know airplane terms, but this is the rest of the passengers' areas to stay. And we've also got iron doors and a little sign way up here, fasten your seatbelts, which you already saw. Okay, we're going to drop in here, and we have the, I guess, the cargo bay, and this is actually a chest full of random stuff. It's the flight data recorder. I'll show you the flight data recorder in a different airplane, because this one is currently sealed off. We've also got a cookie dispenser, like, I don't know what that would be used for, cauldron, furnace, and some random chests here. None of the chests are full. If I'm going to supply a download for this in the future, not when this video first comes out, but in the future, I will most likely have a download for this whole world once I'm done with it. And you can fill the chest with whatever you want. So this is the engine on the left side, I guess, my right. And this is the other engine, and they're the exact duplicates of each other. I could not copy them because they're on different sides, so the wings are slanted different, but I did build them the same. They're basically the same. And the next airplane I'm going to show you is going to be, well, that one's going to be last, actually. This one. These are the military aircraft. There's one more over there, and then one up there. That's the last one generating over there. But this is Alpha 1, and it's a commander of what I call Alpha Squadron. And the pilot seat here is quite unique because we have the engine status, which one engine is disabled. I don't know if you noticed the engine is definitely kind of damaged here, like smoking or smoke coming out the back, and that took a little bit of time trying to get that right, but I did build a better damaged engine on a different airplane, which I'll show you later. And then here we've got a weapon system. This is the only aircraft with a firing weapon. One of them is a bomber, and I'll show you that in a second, but you can shoot fire charges, and if you shoot them fast enough, you can actually destroy like a wall of wool or a sphere of wool, which I've tried before. You've just got, again, random buttons that don't do anything. They used to be bombs, but I gutted the bombers because they were all used to be bombers, and I replaced this one with a paratrooper hatch. So the paratroopers can sit. This is like, I guess, where standard military officers would sit. Then you've got like the paratroopers, and they can jump out of these two hatches if they want to get sucked into the engine, or the main hatch if they want to do it cool, you know, paratroop all the way down to the ocean. You've also got the flight data recorder. This is what all the flight data recorders look like. They've just got glowstone, I guess for wires and maps to keep track of where the ship is when it crashes, compasses to tell you which direction the airplane was heading before it crashed, and a clock to keep up with the logs, which are all of these logbooks. I just was creative there. Had some redstone, too. And the door is all sealed. You can jump out of this door, too, if you want, or this door, if you're a paratrooper. And I've also written a story for each of the airplanes, so this is... you can pause the video if you want to read that story. I was not too creative with this one. That's where my creativity kind of goes a little insane. Let me fix this weather, because I can't have rain while I'm trying to show this off. But we're going to go into Alpha 3, I think this is. Alpha 2 is going to be shown last, but no, this was my first story. This is the one with no creativity. I didn't have room because of the TNT, and below here is redstone. Gotta be careful, but no creativity here. This one actually drops bombs, so you can consider this a weapon. If I fly back here, we're not going to actually see it, but... and I've just been alerted by Boba something. He says Alpha 3 rocks. He actually, he's seen these before, so he knows how awesome the bomber is. And he's going to see the squid one, well, spoiler there, oops. I'm going to go ahead and show you real quick how this bomber works, and the design is not original, I'm sorry, but what happens is the redstone powers this piston, and that pushes this sand, and then that pushes the TNT over this redstone, which lights it, obviously. Boba asks which one has the pigs again. I'll get to that in a second. That's the squid one, Boba. he can hear me on Skype. He can actually see my face on Skype. He can't see the screen, though, but he knows what alpha. I'll go to that one next. He wants to see that one, and I'm sure you guys do too, because it's pretty random. But the TNT, it gets pushed over and it lights, then the sand falls, like, right there, and you can repeat the process, because then the sand is here, and it just pushes, and you can fire like 5 or 6 TNT. I'll go ahead and do a background, like, of all this in the future, do a video of, like, how I built this, because I have all the original designs and tests. We're gonna fly over to Alpha Squid 2, I think it is. Again, really random. Very random. I'm trying to let Boba have a very major part in this, and that's the reason I am going to show this one next. Alpha Squid 2, the story. I think I spent at least 30 minutes writing this. And Boba says, go Alpha Squid. Boom. Well, the squids, you can use them as bombers, but let me see if F8 would make this smoother. No, it just makes looking around smoother. Alright, you can pause this if you really want to read the entire story. There are pigs that are involved in the story, and there are also pigs in the back room. Well, there should be. They may have already died or something. But, Boba says Alpha 3 stinks with the bombs. Well, we're going to continue down here. We're almost done, and we are near the end of the story here. I'm going to return back to the front here. The end of the story is right here. Yep. Very random. And the inside of the cockpit, the only weapon is the squid launcher. I'm going to fire a few squids so we can see them. They're launching from these dispensers all the way down here. The status of the squid 1, currently they're healthy. I've just filled them with like compressed squid pellets or whatever I called them in here. Squid 2 is sick. That's like squid unit 2. And you can see the squids down there. Like that one right there is spazzing out in circles. He's broken. He's sick. And then the pigs are stored back here. There are no pigs here. Flight data recorder is full of pigs and leather and TNT and ink sacs. But there are supposed to be pigs. I had rigged up a little dispenser system. I should probably just put a spawner here. I'll do that later. I think Bob was about to say. Right. Alright. So, I'll probably put a dispenser back there. That'll actually work most likely. Spawn some pigs. Spawner is what I mean to say. That's the military group. You know, the squid one doesn't make much sense in the military, but the paratroopers and bomber, definitely useful. Then you've got another passenger jet, or passenger airplane, whatever. And what this one's doing back here is, let's say, transporting troops or something, I don't know. And the reason it's wooden is because I had changed all the iron to wood and all of the wooden seats to these birch or spruce seats, spruce wood. I wanted to see how fast it would burn if I struck it with lightning, you know, slash weather lightning. It burned pretty quick. I'll show you that airplane in a second, but this is the wooden one. There's nothing here because it's exactly identical to the passenger jet somewhere over there, just wooden. Two more airplanes I think I should show you. I should show you this one first because it's over here. The underwater jet, Alpha 4. And it crashed into the water. Now, the story behind this is actually quite unique because the damage that this ship sustained back here was actually completely accidental. I copied and pasted the jet down underwater, and all this was supposed to be like blown up, and then I would cover it with water. But some of the TNT got over here, and there was no water here. It was all just air. And there was a wall of water to try to catch the TNT before it exploded. This is also where something exploded, and it just like collapsed. It just destroyed this whole wall, and it really looks good. I think it gives a story. The transport must have gotten shot or something. I don't know. It looks like the dispensers are empty. So is everything else. Is this full of anything? No. Let's see here. Let me just fly all the way up here. I did leave some glowstone. I tried to make it really damaged, missing seats, cracks in the walls. You know, it's been down here for a while. I guess they were coming back from a dangerous mission, and everything went wrong. The Alpha 1 got shot. This one crashed. The screen is black wool to make it look dark. Let me mute this phone because it's in my way. But there we go, right there. We're gonna exit this vessel, and let's just make a hole here. Yeah, more damage. Fly out. And I'm going to show you the last airplanes. And there's also a lone squid. Okay, there's a couple squids right there. I was going to say that's like a lone squid all by himself. But he'll despawn in a second as I get farther away from him. As I come up on this other airplane, this is the one that I spent a long time making it look damaged. I like destroyed the engine and put a bunch of smoke. Removed all the landing gear. It's crashing into the water. It'll crash into that eventually. But the engine, I spent a long time making the smoke extend a very long way out. And the inside, of course, it looks just like the other airplanes. Passenger jets, I guess. And the airplane that's up here is the one I struck with lightning. I struck it in both engines and the fuselage and the tail. Hiccups. And it got really destroyed, especially once I added some TNT. You know, TNT always makes stuff awesome. And redstone is actually under here because I had originally had a door seal. You know, like, I don't know what the door seal would be used for, but it didn't work out. I'm about to crash. So I'm going to quickly enter the world again. Alright, well, we'll be right back.